boots. But it's generally bluestone. It's bluestone level 1 boots, and then for sustain you'll get I believe 4, 4, and 4, right? That's all you can afford. So we know how strong bluestone is for poke. It gives you earlier minion clear, gives you a lot better poke, and then it gives you some MP5 for sustain, which is amazing. It's very, very great. But now let me tell you guys an alternative that's even better than bluestone boot start. Now let me give you the reasons why in all that in the same content. So generally bluestone boots, people believe and perceive it to be very effective, but in reality level 1 boots don't do all too much for you. Level 2 boots is a little bit better, but it still ain't all that much unless you're just trying to, you know, secure a kill or run away from a kill. Run away from being killed, I apologize. So now let's think about this. Level 1 boots give you 6% movement speed, that's it, for 300, right? That's fine. And then it's 300, 900, then you don't start doing damage and getting actual boot efficiency and proficiency until at least 1400 gold. So that's a long ways to go. You know, generally you're gonna get warrior tabby, but there are definite reinforced greed builds out there. So it at least takes 1400 gold for you to get the full effect out of boots, which isn't much, but early game this can be very costly, especially since you got 1100 more gold to get there. So me and my buddy Vice, we was thinking about some things, and I came up with this idea. We tested it out. We went to Conquest and Conquest training. I apologize, custom Conquest, and we tested it out. Which item is better, bluestone or mystic mail? And you might be thinking mystic mail. Mystic mail is very, very, very potent. It's a very strong early game, mid game item. It falls off a lot late game, but it still have some effectiveness for the flat health that it gives. Well, the health and the flat protections that it gives, which 40 protections isn't much, but 300 health is great. Is fabulous. It's phenomenal. But the passive is what makes mystic mail mystic mail. The passive, the freaking passive. It deals 40 magic damage per second, infinitely within a 25 unit range. Now I'm gonna tell you this. So what happened was we was in Conquest training, or whatever it's called, custom Conquest 1-on-1. Bluestone has the early game advantage, you know, from levels all the way until you get mystic mail. Bluestone has the advantage. It has the advantage because it gives the MP5 and it gives the damage over time, and it's just a very potent early game item. Very potent, very strong. But as soon as you get mystic mail, you secure everything. You start the bully. You become the bully. You know, and what happened was early game I was losing. He had me with the big gold advantage. He had an entire item, maybe an item and a half more than me. By the time I got mystic mail, he was already on his 3rd item. But you like, man, and mystic mail was my 1st item. I didn't have boots or anything. I just had mystic mail. He was working on his 3rd item. No, he had his 3rd item. He had bluestone, boots, and I can't remember the other item he had, but basically he had 3 items already, 2 items in the starter, and I only had mystic mail. You thinking he would have the advantage? I was level 8, he was level 11, maybe, yeah, about level 11. Level 8 to level 11, that's a big disadvantage. We all know this. But as soon as I got mystic mail, I was in control of the lane. As soon as I got mystic mail, I was in control of the lane. And he had the level advantage, the item advantage, and the goal advantage. And you might be thinking, how is that? Because Mystic Male is so freaking strong in the early to mid game. So this is the Conquest build. Let me just stop blabbering. Let me tell you the Conquest build right now. So the Conquest build is Bluestone into Mystic Male.
Come at you from anywhere.
Bluestone into Mystic Male. By the time you get Mystic Male online, it should probably be about 9-10 minutes in the game, and you'll be about level 9 or 10, maybe 11, depending on how the lane go. And this is how you're gonna upgrade your abilities. You're gonna go Magic Cudgel. Let me come back over here so I can just do it in you guys' face. So it's Magic Cudgel, Master's Will into your Ox form or whatever, the 72 transformations, back into Magic Cudgel, all, and from here you're just Magic Cudgel, Master's Will, and Magic Cudgel. You know, you're gonna finish those items, those freaking abilities. You finish those, and at this point, that's how you build. You just get 1 in 72 transformations and 1 in your ult, and then everything else you want these 2 abilities max. You know, and you'll have Bluestone, Mystic Male around. If you're getting bullied really hard, because it's, you know, you might get around like level 12, 11. But you just have so much pressure with Bluestone Mystic Male, because you know, it is so much pressure. It's just so much pressure. You can't be dealt with, and when things are starting to look ugly, you just bird form out the way. You don't use your bird form to initiate anything unless you certain that you can get the kill. You got to be completely certain that you can at least make the individual back. So let me just go on this raw bot for a second to show you this thing. I ain't gonna make this video too much longer, but I just really need you guys to understand how important the early game is. So we go here, you know, like this is retarded. And it basically goes like that. It literally basically goes like that. The Magic Cudgel clears the wave, and you in there, and then you'll go from this distance 1-on-1. You always go to Tiger form. You get a basic or 2 in there, he's basically dead. It's literally that simple. Okay. And one thing that people do not understand, you rarely ever use your 72 transformations to initiate. You don't. That's your escape. That's designated for your escape unless you have your ulti ready. If you have your ulti up, you can engage with your 3. But if you don't, you save your 3 exclusively to get out of a bad situation. But moving along, after you get Mystic Male, you want to get Warrior Tabby. From Warrior Tabby, this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because at this point in time you got health, you got your movement speed, you got a little bit of power, you know, you got a little bit of everything. So the next item you want to go into, you can go into Heart of the Urchin, which I would strongly suggest the faster you go into Heart of the Urchin, the better, because you need this item to be online. So you can go straight into Heart of the Urchin, or if you feel like you need to do more damage, you can go into Shifter Shield, or even, you know, Jotuns. It depends on how the game is going. You feel like you need a little bit more cooldown to get, you know, a little bit more damage out, fine, go Jotuns to give you a little bit of penetration as well. But if you need more defense, you definitely want to go and hide, because it gives you health and protections. And if you want, you know, you feel like you don't need Jotuns at the time, go straight into Shifter Shield. But I typically go hide next. From there, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. At this point in time, it's starting to be more geared towards late game. You know, You probably got a few stacks on your hide already, which is fine. You got a little bit of magic and defense protections and stuff like that, which is fine. A kill or two, your magic protections is going to be about 80-90. From here, you definitely need to go into Jotuns, or if you don't go into Jotuns, you want to go into Hydra's Lament for extra damage. Either one is great, but typically I would say go in the Hydra's, because after using the ability you get the extra basic attack damage, you know, and then you can just string Sun Wukong abilities with auto attacks just so beautifully. Give him a slow, give him a bang, give him a punch. It's just too easy. From here, you want to go shifters.
Mother Nature knows what's best.
At this point, you know, you selling your blue forge, your blue stone, and you going into frostbound. Boom, this is great. Or if you don't go into frostbound, you can go into Jotuns. If the game is lasting a little bit longer than expected, what you want to do, you want to sell your mystic mail for your frostbound.
These elements combined, I'll be unstoppable.
This is an offensive Sun Wukong build that's applying an extreme amount of pressure at all times. You're applying pressure. You know, full build, you're around level 17, 18, which is a little bit longer to get the full build, but it's fine. So this is how the fight typically would go. You got a decent amount of health. 2496 is great. On a warrior by level 25, you want anywhere between 2500 health till on up. 2500 health on up, and you at least want around 125 magical and physical protections. I'm not there because I have no stacks on my Hide of the Urchin. But if I had full stacks on the Hide of the Urchin, I would definitely be at those numbers that I needed to be. At this point in the game, you should have that because you build Hide fairly early. You know. So this is how generally the lane will work, depending on how you want to engage in the situation. If it's a one-on-one, no minions, you go in tiger form to a basic, one or two basics, then master's will into one or two basics. And at this point, all you doing is doing basic attacks. You save your magic cudgel to when they trying to escape. Because generally that's when people understand that I cannot mess with this guy, they're going to try to run away. So it goes, I'm in there, bang, 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 bang. And it's literally that simple. It's literally that simple. You know. And the other build, I'm going to just get into that really fast. It's just an extremely tanky build, a build that you really don't die too often. I don't think I died yet using that build except for the early game. But the build basically bluestone boots. After boots, you want to go in the Hydra's. Then we get in defense and health. That's basically it. Defense and health. You know, you go here. Then you go like here, and lastly, you end it with any of these items right here. Any of these three, it'd be great. And that's the build. I would say go frostbound. You know. But at this point, vengeance out. See you guys next time, and I highly suggest you guys use that first build I previously explained. It's a great build. Beast mode out.